I am at the Sierra kill site with Rose Sahibi, Bart Catino, and Justin Smia. Sean Evidence is supposed to be coming up later. And we got here a couple hours ago, did some scouting around, then we just set up camp, and now I'm just relaxing, and that's it for now.
This is when you had your first thing? Okay,
Yeah.
Because I don't know what you did.
Yeah, we were not doing it on purpose, but we
Yeah.
did everything that you would do if you were being intentional. We did everything that Bart does.
Yeah.
Where he comes out, you get as far out as you're going to go from camp, do the knocks, do the house, come back, do the knocks, do the house, go separate area knocks, and then you work back to camp. We did that, we just weren't trying to. We were just, and about 2 miles that way is where I think that they were, so we got as far up as we can get navigating in the dark. And then we did our calls and all that, and worked our way back to camp. We were sitting here doing a few of them, and that's when they showed up. And it seemed like they came from that way. I think it'd be easier for them to navigate around the mountain and the road,
Absolutely.
than to come straight here. Well, why take the hard way when you know that there's a really easy way?
And then as they approach camp, they come off the road and get into some cover.
Yeah. So,
But yet they still are bold enough.
a lot of that's assumptions. Well, then not what you're saying. But I'm assuming that they came from that way. I'm assuming that they took this
Sure.
easy way. We know that the track started up behind camp, went around, came straight through here, went around there, and then when we scared them, they took off straight down the road and then went into the burial site. So.
And they weren't shy about keeping quiet. were they?
Well, we were hearing stuff like,
Snap.
yeah, like it's always like a push down. That, and then but there was deer everywhere, and we were just kind of getting used to it. But that's what we heard. We heard them work their way around, and all of a sudden,
You just think it was two?
I almost found it.
I heard the least amount. I only heard the tail end of it, and from what I can tell, I would say that there was an adult and a juvenile.
Well, and the tracks were consistent of it.
Yeah, because I heard light footfalls. You said it was
It's loud.
Something to the fact it might have been like you saw a silhouette, maybe like 6.5 feet or so.
That's that.
And that was the big one over
yeah.
here?
So Carl,
I saw a
don't think
silhouette
it's-
that
yeah.
was between 5.5 and maybe 9 feet tall. I'm just being honest about what I saw because it wouldn't have looked any different to me in the shadow.
Right.
It's so much bigger than a bear. I could see something up here, but a silhouette's just it's dark.
So Carl feels
no
that
lights
there was
will-
two big adults, one bigger one that was doing all the stomping, and then the one that he saw.
But we found an obvious juvenile track that we haven't
Right.
felt it.
Well, I mean, those could be dermal ridges. Very easily. You know, but I'll tell you this. I don't know if... It almost looks like it happened recently.
Well, no,
That's not a 2-week-old footprint. I mean,
Oh,
because there's been
100%.
thunderstorms in here.
Right. No,
I couldn't find shit that you guys had, you know, I could see some
I
bushes.
didn't think that was from last night. Or not.
But
No.
that's a pretty fresh
Yeah.
Right.
print.
I have to come on that side to the light.
Looks like it's about 12 inches. It's about 4 inches wide.
I think that would have been so funny if I got the money shot. So I have Carl's camera. I'm taking off running. And I'm running and running. I'm like, oh, it's right there. I think I could see it. Or he's like, something like that. And then I would come back, everything settled down. I was like, yeah, your camera's all blurry. Like, as soon as I started going after this thing, it got like hella blurry.
Sorry, I thought I heard a fucking vehicle.
It's an airplane, I hear, but
Well, that's
Not over here. It was,
yeah. So and the story was that his camera's on manual focus, so it wouldn't have mattered if I got the perfect shot in the world. It was so freaking blurry. It would have been your typical big flash.
Squatch.
Yeah. Me and Meljum were talking right here, and we were, you know, how did the vehicle come across and just sneak up on them? That's it's just a dumb notion that it snuck up on them. And we thought that with as many planes fly over here from that airport that's right down the road, that maybe it's possible that.
But if you remember, when we were doing the recreation, we couldn't hear, the sound wasn't carrying in that direction from that plateau.
as well as you would think.
Yeah, but if they're sitting there and they're not paying attention, they're in La La Land. A plane is gonna sound no different than yeah, you're getting some toes in there. That's gonna work. I don't think a plane would sound much different
Yeah.
to them, and then they're just caught off guard. Oh shit, or not.
So you think this is a possibility of a juvenile track?
Hard to say. I mean,
I wouldn't say
lengthwise, I mean,
juvenile. Well, yeah, juvenile in the sense it is 16, 17 in human years. Well, whatever that. I guess that's a juvenile. A young adult. Smaller from more, but it definitely looks better further away.
Oh yeah.
Picture.
Have fun, go in.
Yeah, think of that.
I gotta get.
Yeah, down by the Manzanita brush.
I can tell it's not going to show up.
Like
You know,
deer.
you'd have to be in the sunlight. It won't show up on video, that's for sure.
No, I wish. I'd be like.
Pictures of the track probably
Not
look
like the
better.
naked eye. It'd be better in the sun.